Across myth and legend, there are warriors whose names refuse to fade. Figures so powerful that their stories outlive empires, languages, and even gods themselves. From the ancient mountains of China to the shattered realms of Olympus and the frozen Nine Worlds, two beings stand apart from all others. One was born from stone and dared to challenge heaven itself. The other was forged by loss, rage, and endless war, a mortal who rose to kill gods and become one. This is not simply a fight of strength. This is a clash of mythologies, philosophies, and eternal wills. This is Sun Wukong, the great sage equal to heaven, versus Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, the god of war. Long before gods feared his name, Sun Wukong did not even exist as flesh and blood. He was born from a magical stone, formed by the balance of heaven and earth atop the mountain of flowers and fruit. From the moment he opened his eyes, he possessed intelligence, curiosity, and ambition beyond any ordinary creature. While others accepted the natural order of the universe, Sun Wukong questioned it. He sought power not to serve heaven, but to stand equal to it. Under the immortal sage Subhuti, Sun Wukong mastered supernatural arts that defied reality itself. He learned the 72 transformations, allowing him to shapeshift into animals, giants, objects, or even perfect copies of others. He mastered the cloud somersault, a technique that allowed him to cross vast distances in a single leap, traveling thousands of miles in moments. But more than speed or strength, Sun Wukong pursued something greater, freedom from death. Through cleverness and rebellion, he erased his name from the Book of Death, severing the underworld's claim on his soul. He consumed immortal peaches meant only for the gods. He drank celestial wine and devoured divine pills that granted eternal life. Death could no longer bind him, and heaven could no longer control him. When the celestial court attempted to restrain him with titles and responsibilities, Sun Wukong rebelled openly. Alone, he battled heaven's armies, defeated powerful star gods, and humiliated divine generals who had ruled for ages. No force could stop him, not until Buddha himself intervened. Not with violence, but with wisdom. Sun Wukong was sealed beneath a mountain for 500 years, forced to confront the consequences of unchecked power. When he emerged, he had gained discipline and purpose, but the power remained, waiting. Kratos' story begins very differently. He was not born from magic or prophecy, but from blood and war. A Spartan warrior raised in brutality, Kratos lived only to fight and conquer. When faced with defeat, he made a desperate pact with Ares, the Greek god of war, gaining immense power at a terrible cost. Manipulated into destroying everything he loved, Kratos became a monster haunted by guilt. That guilt transformed into rage, and that rage turned toward the gods themselves. One by one, they fell. Kratos slew Ares and claimed the mantle of god of war. He defied fate, shattered time itself, and waged war against Olympus. Titans fell. Gods were destroyed. Even Zeus, king of the gods, could not escape Kratos' wrath. Olympus burned, and the Greek world ended by his hand. Yet victory brought no peace. Carrying his sins, Kratos fled to the Norse realms, seeking a life away from war. But war followed him, as it always did. In the Nine Worlds, Kratos faced gods who wielded reality itself. Baldur, who could not feel pain. Heimdall, who could see every move before it happened. Thor, whose strength rivaled the strongest beings in existence. Odin, whose knowledge spanned realms and time. Each one fell, not because Kratos was reckless, but because he adapted. He learned. He endured. With weapons forged by gods, the blades of chaos, the Leviathan axe, and the Draupnir spear, Kratos became something more than rage. He became experience made manifest. His greatest weapon was not strength, but will. Kratos does not fight to prove himself. He fights because survival demands it. Now imagine a place between realms, where mythologies overlap and the laws of reality strain under the weight of legends. The air trembles as Kratos stands ready, weapons in hand, eyes locked forward. Across from him, Sun Wukong rests his staff on his shoulder, a playful smile on his face. He is amused, not threatened. "So," the Monkey King says lightly, "you're the god who kills gods. Interesting." Kratos does not smile. "Leave," he replies coldly, "or die." Sun Wukong laughs, and in that instant the world explodes into motion. The Rui Jingu Bang crashes against divine steel, sending shockwaves rippling through the battlefield. Sun Wukong moves like a storm, striking from every angle, his staff changing size and weight at will. Kratos responds with precision, each blow calculated, each movement efficient. The Monkey King splits into dozens of identical forms, surrounding Kratos in an instant. Blades spin, ice spreads across the ground, illusions shatter, yet more appear. Sun Wukong shifts forms, a towering giant, a swift bird, a blur of motion impossible to track. Kratos is pushed back but not overwhelmed. Pain only sharpens his focus. Rage fuels his strength, but control guides it. He adapts, learns patterns, strikes where the illusions falter. Realizing brute force will not be enough, Kratos changes tactics. He slams the Leviathan axe into the ground, unleashing raw power, drawing upon everything he has endured. For a moment, Sun Wukong is restrained. The battlefield holds its breath. Then the Monkey King grins. He plucks a single hair from his head and tosses it into the air. From it rise hundreds of Monkey Kings, each as real as the last. The battlefield dissolves into chaos. Kratos fights relentlessly, cutting through enemies that refuse to stay down. Sun Wukong grows bored. With a thought, his staff expands to cosmic proportions and crashes down like judgment itself. The ground collapses. Dust fills the sky. Silence follows. Slowly, the rubble shifts. Kratos rises, battered but unbroken. His voice is calm, heavy with certainty. I have ended worlds for less. The final phase begins. Kratos unleashes everything he has, cycling weapons, summoning every ounce of power earned through centuries of war. Reality bends beneath his strikes. Even Sun Wukong is forced back, surprised, tested in a way few have ever managed. But immortality is not strength. It is endurance. No matter how many times Kratos strikes him down, Sun Wukong rises, laughing, learning, adapting. Eventually, Kratos understands the truth. This is not a battle that can be finished. He lowers his weapons, not in surrender, but in recognition. You cannot be killed, Kratos says. Sun Wukong's smile softens, and you cannot stop fighting. They stand in silence, two warriors shaped by suffering and defiance, neither truly defeated, neither truly victorious. So who wins? In skill, in tactics, in raw combat experience, Kratos holds the edge. He is the superior warrior. But in immortality, in existence beyond death itself, Sun Wukong transcends victory and defeat. Kratos could win battles, but Sun Wukong would win time. And in the end, time is undefeated. This clash is not about who falls first. It is about what endures. Rage versus rebellion. Discipline versus freedom. Two legends whose war would echo across eternity. And in a universe filled with gods and monsters, some battles are not meant to end, only to be remembered.